Our other big story, winter high school sports have the green light to start next week.
The governor announcing sports can start 2 weeks earlier than she originally had planned. So what changed? Political reporter Rick Alvin took that question to the governor. Rick.
Yeah, it was just last week. The governor said she and the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services didn't think it was safe to let sports go forward. So I asked her about how that changed.
Could you be more specific about what happened between last week and this week that brought you and the director to this decision to go ahead and open up athletics, let them resume more quickly than you had originally thought?
We're flipping a coin here to see who's best to answer that question, Rick. I think I'll hand it over to Director Hertel. Sure. Thank you for that question. I think Dr. Khaldun was able to demonstrate that we continue to see a downward trend in our case rates and that our hospital capacity is in a position where our hospitals are not feeling overwhelmed with the number of patients that they have coming in, both COVID and non-COVID. So as we watch those case rates decline, we feel that we can safely open up these other activities as long as we continue to ensure that we're putting our mitigation measures in place.
Now, those mitigation measures will include wearing a mask at all times when not playing, some cases while you are participating, and at least for the athletes, they're just happy to be back to it, Brian.
They are. Rick, thank you. From mitigation to potential litigation. Let Them Play Michigan, the group that filed a lawsuit against the state over contact sports bans, released a statement on this saying, quote, "We will need to review the details of the order issued today to determine the impact it'll have on student athletes and their families across the state. After review, and if appropriate, we'll take the necessary action to dismiss the lawsuit." The MHSAA announcing when games will get underway. Seth Wells continuing our team coverage tonight. Seth?
Yeah, Brian, shortly after the governor's press conference this afternoon, MHSAA Executive Director Mark Ewell addressed the media, giving an update on when each sport will be allowed to start competition. Each of the contact winter sports will be able to start contact practices on Monday. Basketball and hockey can even begin competition on Monday, and I have already seen that games will be played as early as Monday here in West Michigan. Competitive cheer and wrestling, on the other hand, will be able to start competition on Friday the 12th, so that is a week from tomorrow. Wrestling will require participants to take a rapid test on the day of the meet as well. Each participant must test negative before the meet. While it may have took place a little later than the MHSAA would have liked, they are happy with today's decision and believe they can transition right into competition safely.
With all the conditioning that has gone on the last 3 weeks, we've had a few wrestlers even joke that it's felt like cross-country practice the last 3 weeks as much as they've been running. So I don't think our kids have ever been in better shape, which will allow us to make a very quick transition to contact competition and contact practices right away next week.
And I spoke with a local basketball coach about the decision today as well, and I'll have part of that conversation for you at 6.
Seth, thank you. Latest update from the state continues a promising trend with coronavirus. Some 1,300 cases were confirmed yesterday, along with 74 more deaths. We should note that 63 of those deaths were discovered when officials conducted a records check. The most encouraging trend, though, is the positive rate of testing. As you can see here by this graph, that rate continues to trend downward. It sits at 3.39%. State health officials have maintained that they want that number to stay below 3 to consider the virus contained.